There are several different nations in Genshin Impact, each having their own unique charms. Each region is so different from one another, but how come all of them speak the same language? First up was German and then it was Chinese, but can we navigate Inazuma in Japanese? Konnichi, what's up? Actually, it's the evening now, so it's konbanwa. But actually, for most of you, it's gonna be the morning. So ohayou gozaimasu, Mr. Worldwide desu. Okay, very good start. Very bad start actually. What the f? We make our way towards Inazuma Act 1, however, our starting point is actually in Liyue. What this means is we have to start in Chinese and also use our Liyue team. If you're wondering why, here's a quick recap of the rules. Got them memorized? Great! Now let's continue. If I remember correctly, if we get to Beidou ship, it automatically sends us to Inazuma. So before we teleport to the ship, we need to change back to Japanese. After making it to Beidou ship, we're finally off to none other than Japan. I can read a little bit of Japanese. I know a very little amount. This is Toma. This is the same as Chinese, right? Beidou and Chinese is the same. The thing is, even if I don't know the Japanese characters, like if I forget what this is, if I didn't know this in Soreja, then like, because I can hear them say it, it's a lot easier to understand which Japanese spoken words go to which characters. I feel like they're much easier to recognize. Chinese, you kind of get lost a bit. Okay, editing me here. I've tried to cut my monologues down a bit because I've talked quite a lot this time in the recording, but because of the audio problem, you can hardly hear me over Paimon's yapping. So, I'm gonna completely cut a few of them out and just talk about whatever I wanted to here. It'll probably sound better anyways, because I'm technically reading them from a script this time rather than pausing every 5 seconds having to think about what I'm going to say next. But anyways, this is perfect because right here I was talking about Paimon. Now Paimon's Japanese voice actor is Koga Aoi, or you may also know her as Shinomiya Kaguya from Kaguya-sama Lovers War. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, I didn't even know she was Komi until I searched her up. Anyways, that's besides the point. The reason why I mentioned that was because there are a ton of famous Japanese voice actors in Genshin that are also from a bunch of anime I've watched. And I've watched quite a bit, just not recently. In the last 6 months or so, the only one I've watched was the Apothecary Diaries Season 2. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it, it's very good. Basically, I haven't watched anything lately and I'm kind of getting the crave for it, so if you do have any suggestions, please let me know. If it helps, this is my top 10. Just so you know, this is not the 10 I think are best made or well written or like the greatest of all time or anything. They're just my personal 10 favorites. But I watch anything from shoujo romance to shitty isekai, so literally suggest anything you think is good in the comments below. There is a good chance I've seen one of you suggested, but if it's something new, then I'll have a little look into it. Inazuma Act 1 is basically a lot of talking. So I'm gonna do a lot of talking as well. How can she see me? Can you take your eyes off me, please? I'm trying to hide here. Guys, mind if I join in the conversation? I think out of all of the other languages, I'd probably be able to understand what they're saying the most. I can understand like, this has got to be it. There's no doubt about it. And it's only because I've watched so much anime. Oh, you're not coming along with us? Something about the time. Something about not being enough time or something. But you get the gist. I can probably get a lot more context out of what they're saying here. And I haven't studied Japanese or anything. I watched too much anime back in high school. Actually, going back to that one topic of famous voice actors, there's only one character that I don't like agree with the casting for, and that's Neuvillette. Now, if you know the voice actor of Neuvillette, most of you will probably know them as Levi Ackerman. And if you remember my top 10 anime list, the other person that they voice is none other than Araragi Koyomi. And every time I hear Neuvillette in Japanese, it doesn't feel right, because if you know Araragi's character, no explanation needed. I don't think Levi first when I hear his voice, I hear Araragi. Actually, I wonder if Kirara's noises are the same in every language. Because they're very cute in Japanese if this is only Japanese. Right, we gotta change the time. Oh, actually, they've got the new feature now, right? Yeah, I can automatically change the time now. That's actually gonna help out a lot. Yeah, if you didn't know, I think it was this patch actually, Genshin introduced the one-click time change feature, which basically allows you to automatically change the time to the required quest marker time if you click navigate while in a quest. Now, I can somewhat already infer the time in other languages pretty well, so not much of a big deal, but this just makes it even easier. I actually love these sounds so much. I think I'm gonna just move around the overworld like this. We're literally a delivery cat, so like, I don't see how like we're ever gonna fail this. It's taken a bit of time to get to, but we're now at our first major combat section of the region, so let's break down our team. As you can see, we only have 3 Inazuma characters. We were actually lucky enough to get both of them, because like I mentioned in the German Mondstadt video, Inazuma is the only region without a free-to-play character. Our team, Loki, sucks. We have Anemo and Dendro on the same team. In late game, this really isn't an issue, but in the early game, this means a lot because we only have 2 reactions. Also, I refuse to use Electro Traveler because of what they did in 1982. The only reactions we have are Burning and Anemo Swirl. Now, I prefer using Anemo Traveler over Geo Traveler. The only upside that Geo Traveler has for us is that we get a 3rd shield with the Crystallize reaction. Yeah, Toma and Kirara are both shielders, so we take very minimal damage in these fights. The bad thing is that they're level 40. Even if we wanted to level them up, Kirara's boss is located in the furthest area in Sumeru, and Toma's local specialty is located on Surumi Island, which means neither are worth that much effort to level up. The good thing about these characters though is that they have very good application on their bursts, so it's not terrible and we can still win fights with significantly less damage. Kirara's skill also has a special feature that I'll talk about later on in the video. Talk to this guy over here because this guy blocks Act 3, so I need to get him out of the way. I just need to talk to him here and then he'll be on the bridge, and then the next part is Anna's restaurant, so I can just do that when it's Ayaka's quest. Actually, where do you find specters? They're on Seirei Island, right? Can you find them anywhere else? Oh, there's some in Watatsumi. Wait, we can just check. Oh, or I could do this. This also works. That's good, broski. Ayaka's voice actress sounds like your forger. Who else does she voice? Ononoki. Oh, she's Shinobu from Demon Slayer. She's that one girl from 86. Oh, that the elf from Danmachi. Oh, Yukinoshita from Oregairu. How could I forget that? What the hell? Ooh, I love gambling. Alright, Fischl, you're honorary Inazuman diplomat. She's Chunibyo. Basically the same thing. It's been 3 days since I've played. And my voice sounds a bit like weird, like a bit croaky. It's because I went to do karaoke last night until like 1 AM and my voice, I kind of ruined it. So it's going to be a bit screwed for the next few hours that I play. I'm probably not going to get through all of Inazuma today. Probably going to hear from voiceover me a lot more. Alright, time to make our way up the mountain. Oh, what the hell? I didn't realize this. The map has hiragana over the kanji. Bruh. I really like Yai's Japanese voice actor. She sounds so familiar. She has like the same tone as like Yotsuba and Uraraka from My Hero. Iroha. It is the same person. I was right. Her voice is way different here. That's really cool. So next up was Yoimiya, and unlike the other characters so far, I didn't know who her voice actress was. Kinda makes sense though, because I've basically seen none of these. But after making a quick delivery to the police station, it was time to break out Matsukasu from the Keisatsu. What are you doing? Yeah, go away. That's what I thought. Where the hell did the Electro come from? What the hell? Oh. Actually, speaking of hot pot, I also went to hot pot yesterday. It wasn't Japanese hot pot though, it was Chinese hot pot. But still, what do I usually put in my sauce? Put a bit of soy sauce, sesame sauce, coriander, cilantro for those you that don't call it coriander. I'm pretty sure most people call it coriander. Spring onions, fresh garlic, some chili sauce, a bit of vinegar. And that's Act 1 complete, so on to Act 2. Whoa, hold your horses. Yes, I'm talking to you, level 50 Kita-san Black. No fucking harikite from you. We just need a little character appreciation arc here. Now, a bunch of you might not know, but Ayaka is actually my favorite character from Inazuma. I just think she's pretty neat. Actually, you know what? If anyone can guess my favorite characters from the remaining regions, I'll gift you a welcome. I doubt any of you will be able to get it. I'm being generous. 4 out of 5. You don't even have to get all 5 correct. They're not very easy to guess. Maybe a couple are. There's a few of them that I don't think anyone will be able to get in the first try. Slight complication here. We didn't get any cheese for Ayaka's pizza, so we had to travel all the way back to Mondstadt just to get some from Good Hunter. And guess what? We had to change our language back to German just for this. And since we're now past level 32... No, sucrose! It's been a while since I've seen German. It's been too long since the German video, I forgot how to pronounce everything. But you all weren't lying when you said Sucrose's name was different. But after our little meeting with Sakurose, we make our way back to Inazuma. And because Ayaka is from Inazuma, we can use her in this fight. What, you think I'm just not going to use her because she's a trial character? Think again. Actually, my rules literally state that if they're involved in the quest, then we can use them. So, like, the game's the game. Yeah, these guys were pretty easy to defeat. The rain helped a lot here. I remember I went to Japan a couple times last year. Basically, I bought a lot of clothes in Japan. Nothing like traditional, like this kind of stuff. Actually, speaking of my trip to Japan, I think out of all the places, Sapporo and Kyoto are like my favorite parts. Kyoto's city just looks really nice. The attractions are very busy, but the food in Sapporo, oh my god, the food is amazing. It's like out of the entire trip, the best food was in Sapporo. The seafood was so good, it's so cheap. Speaking of food, I've had a lot of Japanese food. I love Japanese food, it's so good. I think out of all the cuisines, Japanese food's like one of the foods that I'll be able to eat for the rest of my life if I had to pick one. It's so good. It's not too strong, it's not too like hard on the stomach. There's all sorts of flavors. I mean, you could say the same for a lot of other cuisines, but I feel like a lot of other cuisines, like they have a lot of strong flavors. Korean food is great, but it's very heavy, and I don't think I can have it like every single day. Japanese isn't even my favorite cuisine. It's the one I'll be happy to have most often, but my favorite cuisine is Greek, Turkish, like Mediterranean cuisine. I love Mediterranean food. That's my favorite. I can't have it every day because like I get sick of it. It's so good. I had to bring this up because this is the pizza scene. Anyways, going back to Japanese food. Okay, hot take. I feel like ramen is overrated. I feel like ramen's like the middle of the bunch. Like, you can never have like a really good ramen. You can never have like a really bad ramen. That's my hot take. There's better noodles than ramen. Like, udon is better. Soba is better. Maybe I just don't like ramen. Like, it's nice to have once in a while, but there's much better noodle options out there. So expensive, and you get like 3 pieces of meat and like noodles and broth, and that's it. I remember I was in Ise, Mie Prefecture. I don't know why I went down there. It was like a 2-hour trip from Nagoya. But I went down there by myself and just to have a look around. The train there didn't even operate on Suica. Like, you had to pay with cash on the train. That's how far out it was. The train station I got off at didn't even have any like machines. It was just an open station you can just walk in and out of. I had some pretty good udon there. I was not sure if that's the best place for udon though. I think Kyoto was a bit better for udon. I had a really good tonkatsu it was in Kyoto. There were like 4 of us that went, but my friend and I, we split off. We went to get 20 oysters for 20 bucks. That was crazy. They were like the size of my palm. And I got sick after because I ate so many oysters, but they're so good. Sashimi is so nice. I had raw snow crab. That was so good. Anyways, Inazuma by itself, like this whole structure and everything kind of reminds me of like Kyoto. There's this one place near Kiyomizu-dera that looks like this place. We bought mochi from there. I think the place was called Ninenzaka. And we've reached a point where our choices in dialogue actually matter, but this one isn't too much of a big deal. I kind of know what the numbers are, so... Okay, you've heard me yap enough about Japan, so let's get going, shall we? No! Go back! Don't go that way, Ayaka! No! I really don't have much to say about Yoimiya's quest, apart from the fact that Kirara can clear these bushes just by running over them in her car form. I honestly had more fun jumping with Kirara than the entire combat section. Sorry, Yoimiya. But that brings us to the start of Act 2. It's come to my attention that someone has put my beating it video on TikTok. I don't know where it is or who uploaded it, but there's been several comments on the video saying that they come from TikTok, and I haven't been able to find it. We are going to remove everyone from our party except Kirara. What we want to do is just get hit by Raiden. Oh, this guy's still hitting me. They're still hitting me, by the way. You can see me getting hit over here. Where the f am I gone? What the f? Ouch! I was scrolling on TikTok for the video, and literally the only things that I found were like first shots of like Ziox. So yeah, I don't. Come on, man, give up. The other two have already given up. You don't need to keep on going. I don't know what's wrong with these guys though. Alright, what? Are you good? Yeah, I'll leave you a nice present. I hope you enjoy that. Okay, well... What the... Okay, well we can't... Hold up. Homer, surely. Damn it. We have to resort to it. She's a Chunibyo, it's fine. I need to put a weapon on her, otherwise she's gonna not do enough damage. Wait, watch this, watch this. Okay, here's the cool feature I was talking about earlier. When it's raining, Kirara becomes so fun to play because every time you touch someone in car form, you apply Dendro, so basically... Oh my god, I'm blooming! Yeah, Kirara is starting to grow on me a lot. Low-key solo run material. I know it's been done before, so it's not going to be high up on the prior list, but if I ever do feel like it, I will do her. Pause. Let's make these fights a bit more interesting. How should we do this next one? Only Toma's skill. Should be easy enough. It's a 1v1. Oh, this is gonna take long. This is gonna be a long fight. 15-second cooldown. Yeah, this one did take a while. But there's this bit of water on the side of the arena, so we can just trigger Vaporize. For this last guy, I decided to do Traveler Plunge attacks, but they're actually kind of strong. No! Okay, as punishment, I'll take a hit. It's only fair. Hey, that was 2 hits. What the f, man? Wait a minute. Umi Sonoda? And after meeting Umida, we finish Act 2, and now it's time to move on to the final act of Inazuma. Oh yeah, let's go. No. Question is, do I go for Sitlani or do I go for Anefa? I feel like we go Anefa, because I don't have her on my main. 48? Let's fucking go! 49 petty. Now here's the thing, Inefa can be used in both Natlan and Nod-Krai. Now Nod-Krai isn't fully out yet, so it's going to be a while until the language in Nod-Krai, and I don't even know what language I'm going to use for that because there's probably nothing that kind of fits it out of the playable languages, but you all can decide later when that comes up. But Inefa is technically from both Natlan and Nod-Krai, and even though she's not a part of the Natlan Archon quests, because she's a character from Natlan, she can be used in the Natlan Archon quests. So she is a very broken character when it comes to this run. Thing is, last video we pulled a deer, so we're quite away from soft pity. I think we're at about 25 pity here, which means it's going to be rough. We're probably not going to get Anefa by the time Nod-Krai comes around. Natlan is still playable because we get a free Kachina, but it's very good if we have another extra character under our belt. This is where the run is going to get hard because of 2 things. Number 1, Signora. Number 2, Senora. I'd honestly say it's the hardest boss fight out of all of the story boss fights. Alright, story time for like the 5th time this video, but it's from editing me this time because I was talking over Kokomi here, and for some reason she's like 20 times louder than everyone else. Anyways, when I went to Japan, we went to Akihabara for a day, and Gigo was having a Genshin collab. Literally just a whole floor of one of the arcades was filled with Genshin related arcade machines. And I wasted so much money on these claw machines here because I had leftover cash at the end of the trip and I had nothing else to spend it on. So yeah, why not? I managed to win this Melusine blanket with Abel and Elfane, and there was also like a Chlorand and Siegemine one, but I thought the Melusine one was cuter, so I got that one instead. And also the Charlotte pillow that is just sitting in the corner of my room. I know what you're thinking, that is not the case. It is just a neat collector item. Let's move on. It's now time for the Delusion Factory. Speaking of Delusion Factory, last video I tried to make a bit and a lot of people got more upset than I thought, because they misinterpreted what I was saying. I don't know whether or not to continue that bit. I basically said I didn't vibe with Maoika as much as the other Archons because she wasn't developed as much as the other Archons. People took that as me wanting her to be like an emotional crybaby and her having a bad character. I did not say that. I said I like the other Archons more because we got to see more of their character within the Archon quest. I never said anything about Maoika being bad. It's pancakes and waffles argument. Say one thing and then people interpret it as another thing. I literally said that I don't think she has a bad character. I said the Archon quest didn't do her right. Anyways, this fight here wasn't terrible. We made sure to get rid of the most troublesome Fatui first. Every fight had a pyro slinger for some reason, and because we don't have anyone to break his pyro shield, we got rid of him first every single fight. The rest of the enemies are honestly no big deal. Even if we can't break their shields, we can get them down pretty low thanks to our AoE on our abilities, and that's the delusion factory over. Hello, editing me back with another revoice over here. After playing Genshin in 3 different languages, I can now say that I definitely have preferences in all 3 languages in terms of character voices. For example, I really like Yai's Japanese voice, but I think I prefer her in English a bit more. On the other hand, I really like Ayaka's Japanese voice, and I typically don't watch anime or any other form of media in English dub. I like watching things in their source language. And with that being said, I think my favorite Paimon voice so far is in Chinese. Does this outrun, by the way? It does. Oh, come on. I was in the middle of my animation there. Hi again. I might as well just voice over the whole thing at this point. Does anyone know if Chinese and Japanese have a similar sentence structure, or are they just closer to each other than English? Like, I know that Japanese uses Chinese characters in their language, and similar to Chinese, I noticed that they use the period punctuation. How close are the 2 languages actually? It's probably like a 5-second Google search away, but I want to put the question out to you all, because all you commenters are like my little gremlins doing the dirty work for me. Okay, jokes aside, I do acknowledge all of your support, and I even recognize a bunch of you who have commented on multiple different videos, so my thanks go out to you all. In other words, I know all about you. Straight to the Shogun. We're not healing. Fuck that. We don't need healing. Oh wait, it's not the Shogun. It's Signora. Oh fuck, we need healing. We need healing. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh no. Oh. Like I said earlier, Signora is almost always the hardest boss fight in the solo challenge runs that I've done, and it still holds true here. The first phase is alright because we can just hack away at her with very little consequences, but the second phase is where it all goes downhill. Unfortunately for us, our team revolves around Pyro with Burning and Pyro Swirl. Guess which element Signora has resistance to? Okay, but to be fair, her resistance is nowhere near those resistances that the stupid Natlan gimmick bosses have, so it's not terrible. It just takes a little bit longer. We're also disadvantaged here because our party is made out of shielders. Healers are so much more valuable here because once we max out our heat bar, the damage that gets done to us ignores shields. But it's fine, we just chip away at her health and the fight is finally over. What are you doing? I had to pause that because what is that how you're treating your headache? Are you shaking your head from side to side? I kind of want to put you through more pain. Take a fucking Panadol. Take a paracetamol. What do you Americans call it? That's a T. Tylenol? What the fuck is a Tylenol? I'm edging him so bad. You're almost there, man. You gotta shake your head a few more times. Similar to the Raiden fight, all we've got to do here is just get beaten to death. But since we've got 3 characters, it takes 3 times as long for her to beat us up. And if you've already seen my other runs, this fight is basically a joke. It just takes forever to complete because of our underleveled characters. You don't need to keep on glowing, like, we've ended the fight. And with that, we've completed Inazuma in Japanese. But there's still one more thing we've got to do before we finish up this video. The only thing we've got to do here is switch back to Chinese as the quest is located in the chasm, but there's honestly nothing else that's difficult here. It's the exact same playthrough as any regular chasm run. So for all time's sake, we're bringing back a bit all the way from my initial Genshin Nuzlocke videos. Oi, oi, oi. Back. Urusai. Oni-chan. Shine. Yowaimo. Datebayo. Wow. Los Angeles. The city where dreams come true. I can't believe we've made it. Real life girls. Japanese is low-key not that hard. Saki tan ducky do. But nothing had prepared me for the next language we were about to face.